Hey guys, my name is Dan and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about England's third group stage game in the Euros 2024 against, obviously it was against Slovenia. It was the last game we had to play. Yeah, it was more of the same, to be honest with you. So obviously to recap, we got the win against Denmark, got the win against Serbia. And then we drew against Denmark last game, and we drew against Slovenia this game as well. More of the same, unfortunately. I'll go into the game in a minute, but I just want to say, I was really expecting Gareth Southgate to really experiment in this game. With results elsewhere, obviously, England basically qualified whether it was going to be third place, second place, or first place. We were through to the next round regardless. And I think this is the game that Southgate really could have experimented on, played some extra players, played some different system, mainly because the first two games it hasn't worked. Okay, we got the win against Serbia, but that was a close run thing. It was a ball draw. Well, it was a ball draw, but it was a boring 1-0 win. Obviously Bellingham got a really good goal. But the rest of that game was abysmal, and then it was abysmal and they could beat us, but at the same time, we didn't look like we were ever going to really win that game. And it's off. The whole system's off. The players are off. Trent's been outlined. Foden, obviously, as well. Harry Kane's a ghost. I mean, he scored against Denmark, but he's been a ghost the entire tournament. Apart from that one goal, which, to be fair, was a bit of a tap, and he obviously had to be in the right place at the right time, but one moment in 3 games is not good enough for the captain. And a couple of other people, the left back position. It's just all off at the moment. The system as well. But obviously, we ended up drawing the game 0-0 with Slovenia, and Slovenia, to be fair, played a really decent game. Obviously, I don't think they really troubled us too much. I think Denmark was a lot more of a tougher game. But yeah, Slovenia didn't really trouble England too much, but obviously England just can't seem to break teams down. All three of our opponents, to be fair, sat back a lot. We had bulk of the possession, bulk of the chances. Obviously, every single team really wanted to just hit us on the break. I think it's going to be a tactic that's going to be used against us in the knockouts. Um, like we just can't seem to break teams down. All of our attackers have just been abysmal this entire tournament. Bellingham got a really good goal, like I said, in game one. Harry Kane scored as well. But apart from that, I mean, it's been atrocious. Saka's been decent, but he keeps getting hooked off 75, 65, 70 minutes for some reason. Foden's played, I think, every single minute, almost every single minute. I think he was hooked off the very end of this game against Slovenia, but Foden, he's a great player. Like, I'm not saying he's not a great player. He's just being used in the wrong position. I don't think we have an out-and-out left winger, to be honest with you. And Southgate's trying to shoehorn some people in there, whether it's Bellingham or saw Harry Kane there for a flash in this game. Harry Kane's just been all over the place. He wants to be the centre of attention too much. Um, Dropping so far deep in and then hoofing long balls to the wingers, and obviously the wingers get it and they don't have no one to cross to or no one to pass to because he's all the way in England's half. So it's a bit frustrating, to be honest with you. Really just terrible game. Obviously we didn't lose and we did finish top of the group somehow. I mean, miraculously, it was a miracle. It was a miracle, to be honest with you. Just abysmal, and obviously Denmark couldn't get a result against Serbia. They finished 0-0 as well. If Denmark had won that game, they would have been top of the group. So it was just abysmal. The whole group's abysmal, to be honest with you. Obviously, Denmark comes through. I think Slovenia goes through as well. And I don't have high hopes for those two either. Just a terrible group, to be honest with you. And really disappointing. You look at the players England have, the worldies they have. Saka's doing great. Declan Rice is doing great. Even the Man City guys, Kyle Walker, is kind of iffy at the moment, but he's been top class for Man City. Foden as well. You've got Anthony, you've got Gordon as well. You've got Palmer. Palmer got given a little bit of a chance, but he didn't really do too much. To be honest with you, all the subs didn't really do too much. Although Kobe Mino did really well. I thought he did really well. I think he deserved to start in this game. Like I said, this is the one game where Southgate could have gone, like, recognised that it's not working. Like everybody else knows, that it's not working. There's something off with this England team. He's just going through, and I know that he's just going through it because he just wants to force it through until it clicks. It's been 3 games, mate, and it hasn't clicked. You got to, and this was the perfect opportunity, maybe to start Mainu, maybe to start Watkins as striker, maybe to start somebody else on the wings, and maybe play a different system. But he didn't do that. He went more of the same, and it was more of the same. And it's just, I try not to be too wanty or ravey or whatever, but it's just it's atrocious at the moment. It's really disappointing as well because we top of the group. We should all be buzzing right now, but we're not because we know that there's a huge chance that we just get knocked out at the first knockout stage. And if we play anything like we played in the last 3 games, we probably will get knocked out in the first round of the knockouts. And it'll probably go 0-0 again, or 1-1 or whatever, and it'll go to penalties, and then we will get knocked out. Don't know who we're playing yet. Obviously, there's the rest of the games left to go for, I think, today and tomorrow. So, yeah, don't know who we're playing yet. I'll just have to wait and see. I mean, I don't have high hopes anymore. I did have at the beginning of the tournament. Even when we finished, we won the first game and it was only 1-0. It's like, well, you don't really, the group stage doesn't matter. As long as you get through and preferably win the group, which we've done. If you win the tournament, if you get to the semis or the final, the group stage is not going to be relevant. And I agree with that. Like, it doesn't matter how you win, as long as you win. And to be fair, Southgate has kind of dragged England over the line. But like I said, if Slovenia was a better team, if Denmark was a better team, if Serbia even was a better team, then England probably would finish bottom of this group. They probably deserve to. I don't see it changing, because I don't think Southgate's going to change. I think he's going to come out with the same lineup, same system. Or he's going to go and completely obliterate the team and they don't know what they're doing. But he's made a lot of players who are top class just look average. Even Declan Rice and Saka, who are beyond rate. They are epic players. I mean, Rice was pretty decent in the midfield, but that was pretty much it. Saka was alright as well, but all the attackers were a bit crap this game, to be honest. To be fair, the whole tournament so far. You should expect a lot more of them, and it's so easy to blame the coach. That's why I kind of recoil from it a lot, because it's such an easy cop out excuse. Oh, well, it's the manager. Change the manager. But it is, like, in this case, it is. Like, Southgate's just not changing anything. You've got to adapt. It's all right having your system and having your philosophy, but you've got to adapt. And after 2 games of atrociousness, you should have at least changed it. And all he did was put on Conor Gallagher instead of Trent. Need a little bit more than that, mate. People saying drop Bellingham back a bit more, put Foden out in the middle, and get another winger or whatever on the left hand side. I'm not sure. I mean, that might work, that might be the answer, but it's just demoralising right now, and it's, you're not really excited about it anymore. I'm tempted to not even watch it. I mean, it depends on, because I've got work next week. It depends on what the time is. I might not even bother to stay up for it, because it's like, what's the point? You're just going to waste 90 minutes of your life watching sideways, backwards, sideways. It's just attritional is what I would call it. It's attrition. But it is what it is. Who knows what we get in the knockouts. We did the similar-ish in the last Euros. We kind of had a dodgy. I think Scotland beat us or got a draw last Euros. If I remember rightly, we didn't have a great group stage last time. We ended up making it to the final. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe Gareth's got some kind of magical plan for the knockout stages that we all don't know about. But it's just really crap at the moment. But it is what it is. At the same time, you have to go, okay, we're top of the group. Purely luck, but we are top of the group. Now we've just got to capitalise that and hopefully get a decent fixture in the next round. And then just go from there. But yeah, it's been atrocious. been really bad for England. Probably some of the worst games of football I've seen in a long time. Maybe it's because I'm an Arsenal fan and I'm used to the exquisite Arsenal play, and obviously didn't win the league, but universally we were recognised as the best playing team of the league. In terms of watchability. And I maybe take that for granted. This is just attritional, but hopefully he changes it up in knockouts. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's my opinion. My opinion of this whole game, this whole tournament right now is that it's disappointment. Um, expecting more from this squad. This squad's capable on paper to win the whole thing, but we haven't shown it at all, and it's getting worrying. It's beyond worrying now. Actually, it's beyond the time to be worried. Like last game, the last game is the time to be worried, and now it's like, well, 3 games, three pretty almost identical lineups, and just three just atrocious games. 2 goals scored in 3 games. We were the only team to win out of the whole group. It was just draw after draw after draw. Obviously, Serbia lost against us, but that was the only L they took. They still walked out of this with 2 points, even though they were last. But yeah, anyway, I'm not going to moan about it too much. Let me know what you think about the chances that England actually get something out of this tournament. I don't know. I'm really tired, so I'm trying to start now because otherwise I'll just be running for 25 minutes, and I don't want to do that. Let me know who you think we're going to get in the next round. Do you think somehow we can make it deep in this competition? Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. And I also reply to the comments as well, as you guys all know. But yeah, it's just demoralising right now. And as soon as this competition's over, and as soon as Southgate leaves, the better. He's just atrocious. He's a decent guy. Like, he seems like a decent guy, but true, just a terrible coach. You say he started off with a little bit of luck and stuff, but mate, it's just I've had enough, and hopefully he leaves and maybe get Arsene Wenger or someone like that. Someone, well, maybe not Arsene Wenger, but someone fresh and exciting and wants to play an exciting brand of football. I know it's difficult with the national teams and stuff, but I don't know. I'm just ready for Southgate not to be England manager anymore. So yeah. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Have a really great middle to the week now. The rest of the week, I guess, is Wednesday for me now. So yeah. Anyway, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you guys very soon. Adios.